Hey everyone! So it occurred to me the other day that I've been sharing recipes with you for years now, but I've never taken the time to properly introduce myself to you. And I get a lot of questions from people about, my background, where I learned to cook, where I learned to speak English and things like that. So I thought I'd take today to tell you guys a little bit about my story. So my name is Pai, as many of you know. My full name is Pailin, but I just go by Pai because it's easier for people to remember. And my last name, if you've ever been curious, is pronounced Chongchitnant. So I was born and raised in a small city in the south of Thailand called Hat Yai. And when I was growing up, we had a live-in nanny who was also the family cook, and it was her who taught me all the basics of Thai cooking. So I was always in the kitchen helping out with dinner, and I've always loved to cook. When I was about 12, my parents sent me to New Zealand because they wanted me to learn English. So I went to Wellington and I stayed with a lovely homestay family. And in New Zealand was where my passion for cooking just exploded, because suddenly I was exposed to a world of new and exotic foods I'd never seen before, like, muffins and mashed potatoes. And in New Zealand, they had these lamingtons, which were so cute. And it just dawned on me there was so much more that I didn't know. And suddenly I was just so excited to try and learn and eat all these other things. And after about a year in New Zealand, I came back to Thailand. My family had moved to Bangkok by this time, so I ended up in Bangkok by default. And I went to an international school in Bangkok, which was taught mostly by Canadians and Americans. So my English sort of went from a New Zealand accent to the accent that I have now. And I continued to cook as a hobby, but then something happened during high school that just really changed my life. Cable TV became available in Thailand, and suddenly we were able to watch shows from overseas. So I discovered cooking shows, and I was just absolutely glued to the TV, watching the likes of Jamie Oliver and Nigella Lawson. And I remember thinking, that's what I want to be when I grow up. I want to have a cooking show. They look like they have so much fun. I love to cook. But at the same time, I realized that's not a very realistic career goal. So I thought, you know what, it would be nice, but let's be realistic here. So after high school, I decided to leave Thailand to explore the world, and I ended up here in Vancouver, Canada. I went to the University of British Columbia and I studied Nutritional Sciences, which was the closest thing to food that they had available for me. So when I graduated university, a very strange series of events landed me a job as a cook at the most prestigious catering company in town. So that job basically launched me into a career in the restaurant industry. I ended up later moving down to San Francisco to go to culinary school, which is the best time of my life. And eventually I ended up working as a chef with a Thai restaurant group and helped them open a new restaurant in the Bay Area. So after a few years in the States, I moved back to Vancouver, Canada, because I got my permanent residency here, and I've been here ever since. So when did Hot Thai Kitchen start in all of this? Well, back when I was a culinary school student in San Francisco, my dream of having my own cooking show was still sort of in the back of my mind. And my brother one day introduced me to the concept of YouTube shows. Not just YouTube cat videos, actual shows on YouTube. So I thought, hey, I can do that. I can have my own cooking show. And just like that, Hot Thai Kitchen was born. In the beginning, Hot Thai Kitchen was a hobby. I loved doing it, but I did it whenever I had time, once in a blue moon. And when you work in the restaurant industry, you didn't have a lot of time. And when I came back to Canada, I had some time to sort of reevaluate what I wanted to do with my life. And I decided to give Hot Thai Kitchen a serious go. So I started putting more time into it, investing in better equipment. I got my cameraman Adam involved. I took over his kitchen, which we're in right now. And that basically brings us to where we are today. And Hot Thai Kitchen has led me to other opportunities outside of YouTube. As many of you know, my cookbook came out earlier this year, and that was another dream come true. And I really put my heart and soul and everything into that book. I'm now also a host of a Canadian TV cooking show called One World Kitchen, so it's kind of funny how I ended up on TV after all. And my latest startup, which I'm super excited about, is Pai's Kitchen, my second show on YouTube on the same channel where I explore all the different delicious cuisines around the world. So I hope you feel like you know me a little bit better. If you have more questions, I plan on doing an Ask Me Anything video in the near future, so please send me your questions. However, instead of putting them in the comment section below where I might miss them because there are usually a lot of comments, send them through the contact form on my website and I'll definitely see it. So I'll put the link right up here and also in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching and for always supporting my Hot Thai Kitchen venture, and I'll see you next time. Bye!